Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfripi and Today FM rocks here in Tavua.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilay Tiambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Usur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, call for urgent intervention in the bus industry. Christians celebrate Resurrection Sunday. NFRA undertakes major replacement work.
From the studios of FBC Suba, Amrita Sagar.
Concerns have been raised over the inability of the bus industry to understand how to prepare proper submissions. This surfaced following a review process conducted by the Independent Bus Fare Review Committee that no proper framework is currently in place. Rachel Nath with the details.
The Independent Bus Fare Review Committee is calling on an urgent intervention in the bus industry.
Looking at establishing a regulatory fare review framework. Currently, there is no framework that exists. The legislative requirement currently exists and there is no guideline on how a review exercise can be conducted.
Committee Chair Joel Abraham says a proper framework needs to be designed and put in place.
We will need to have proper justifications put in, requirements for proper financial information to be made. This includes route information as well, and a model for fare review needs to be decided as well.
The Fiji Bus Operators Association has preferred to reserve their comments.
Comments, because I can't do a comment without consulting the executive of Fiji Bus Operators. We haven't called a meeting. That's only the view of FCCC.
Meanwhile, several other issues have been raised from the investigation into the bus fare review that will be dealt with accordingly. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
Police are searching for 3 people missing at sea since yesterday and the recent one today. The first, a 15-year-old boy, was swept away while swimming with his older brother at Nasilai Beach in Cuba this afternoon. The incident occurred after 1 p.m. and officers from the Eastern Division were quickly alerted. A search is also being conducted by police officers based at Nambawalu for 2 men who failed to return from a fishing trip yesterday. The 2 left at 9 a.m. yesterday in a 15-horsepower fiberglass boat, but when they failed to return, a search was conducted with the assistance of the villagers from Vuya in Bua. Search and rescue has been activated. People are advised to be mindful of the current weather situation and take all the necessary precautions. While most Fijians are enjoying the 4 days of Easter break, it can be easy to forget why we have the holiday in the first place. With today marking the resurrection of Jesus Christ, many Christians flock to churches to celebrate and remember the ultimate sacrifice that was made on the cross at the hill of Calvary. Rachel Nath with more.
The echoes of sweet choruses fill the halls of the Sacred Heart Cathedral, which held a vigil last night.
Easter is not about what was bun, Easter bun or eggs, but is about the peace of Christ.
The head of the Catholic Church is calling on everyone to become agents of peace.
While this is a Christian tradition, other religions also hold peace at the center of their faith.
The underlying message of love and peace is once again reiterated by churches.
This is a man of love, a man of strength, a man of power. And he came to accomplish a mission, the mission of redemption.
The church is calling on every Christian to live in the image of Jesus.
We must continue to go and preach and say to the people what Mary said that morning, I have seen the Lord. By our words, by our actions.
Easter commemorates the sacrifice that was made on Good Friday by Jesus for the sake of mankind to have eternal life through the crucifixion and death. On the 3rd day, Christ then resurrected from the tomb, defeating death. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
The Fiji Mediation Centre is working towards ratifying the new UN Convention on International Settlement Agreements resulting from mediation. Board member Watisoni Nata says the new convention was approved in June last year by the UN's Commission on International Trade Law. Savara Tambor reports that once Fiji ratifies the convention, it will allow us to push for the implementation of local legislations.
Fiji will most likely be the first country in the world to ratify the UN Convention on International Settlement Agreements resulting from mediation if the government approves it.
Benefits are plenty, and we can look forward to things like if ratification is possible and Cabinet approves for a local legislation that will pass for mediation at a more consolidated legislative level.
The convention is expected to be open for signature from August and will come into force upon ratification by at least 3 contracting states. Watisoni Nata says the Mediation Centre is currently drafting its submission regarding their strategic plan that will also include the new convention.
I think it's very important for the Fiji Mediation Centre to be able to represent ourselves at that committee submission hearing. So because the Fiji Mediation Centre supports the ratification of that UN Convention. So,
Mediation Centre Chair Jenny Sito says it's important to set a direction and the way forward for the team of local and international mediators.
Professional development for mediation, how mediators get accredited on a continuous basis, what things that they need to do.
There are more than 50 mediators in the country facilitating communication between the parties in conflict, with a view to helping them reach a voluntary resolution to their dispute. Sabara Tambua, FBC News.
Still to come, public awareness on new online portal next week. And we meet Bar's youngest and newest pastry chef. Details after the break.
Nambula FM, nambandua ya nasere.
Hoya ubasitsai so ilambasa ya ndo talita ina warongo Nambula FM nambandua ya nasere.
Nguya do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka. Talita kina na warongo Nambula FM nambandua ya nasere.
Wana mtuma Nambula FM nambandua ya nasere nawaluan.
Na evengo fani na tao niongo singa toka. Kita ndo talita ka Nambula FM nambandua ya nasere.
Bula FM nambandua.
Good news for Lautoka residents as the Water Authority engineers have successfully completed the repair work on the high-pressure main pipeline along Batiri in Vaturu. WEF General Manager Customer Services and Acting General Manager Operations Sekove Ulineau says the work included cutting, welding and grinding of the steel pipe fletchers and collar strap. He says the work was completed this morning and a pressure test was conducted to see if it can withstand the high pressure coming from Vaturu Dam. Following this, now restoration work will commence from upstream Vaturu Dam to recharge the line in order to supply water to Nangando treatment plant for treatment and processing. Ulanea says they need to build up the water levels before it's supplied downstream to the Vunda, Saru and Kashmir reservoirs, which have been affected over the last 2 days. In the meantime, the Water Authority will continue to cart water to areas that are yet to receive full water supply. Large sections of roads around the country are currently undergoing replacement work to improve their layout and condition. Fiji Roads Authority CEO Jonathan Moore says work has already begun in Navua, Suva, Raki and Vanuatu. Catherine Krishna reports that parts of these rehabilitation work involve many other projects to improve our roads.
The Fiji Roads Authority will soon begin replacement work on Suva's Queen Elizabeth Drive up to Fletcher Road in Vatuanga.
We're planning to extend that right the way through to Fletcher Road, so the entire length of Queen Elizabeth Drive will be refurbished completely. And again, it's not just a surface layer; it's a total reconstruction. So we'll redo the drainage, we'll put new street lighting in there. There'll be some landscaping areas, and it'll be a totally different road, footpaths and cycle tracks as well.
Jonathan Moore says they are also focusing on the 4-lane road project between Nandi and Lautoka.
And in the planning phase right now, we've got the Nandi Lautoka 4-laning project. We've gone through that on feasibility and route selection. So now we're letting a contract out for detailed investigation. We're doing the same work for the Lambasa bypass.
The Fiji Roads Authority has also identified 19 roads in the Greater Suva area to undergo resealing under the Suva Arterial Road Upgrading Project 2 in the coming months. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
The Fiji Revenue and Customs Service next week will begin public awareness campaign for their online portal. FRCS CEO Vishwanath Das says the portal will mean all taxpayers will have at their convenience or their fingertip access to their tax status, in addition to being able to file their various tax documents. Maggie Boyle reports.
It's a $48 million investment in technology that's expected to be a game changer for revenue collection.
We expect to probably go live by 1st of August. We're trying to align it to the government financial year, whereby you expect online lodgement, portal access to your account. You can look at your accounts yourself. And of course, if you authorize your tax agents, they can also pick up your statements, your notices of assessments and things like that.
The online convenience of the portal is expected to not only benefit business, but Fijian taxpayers in general.
Also, through the portal, you communicate with the tax office. So I'm very hopeful that gone will be the days you have to bring the same document, 5 times to the tax office. You lodge it online once.
With voluntary compliance and self-assessment a key strategic direction for the FRCS, issues of fraud remains a concern.
Met up with Investment Fiji and we laid the facts of the case as per the investigation. And then we ended up showing them, the documents that we picked up from their computer system, files and things like that. Investment Fiji saying, please do your work.
Das made the comments at the 2019 Business Summit. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
One of the country's youngest pastry chefs is making headwaves in the crazy soccer town of Ba with his top designer cakes. This is the story of our successful Fijian tonight, 27-year-old Rohit Singh, who developed his passion for baking at the young age of 13. But it wasn't an easy journey for the young lad, as his humble beginnings started from a kerosene stove in their farm in Ba. Catherine Krishna tells us more.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Using a small kerosene stove to make pastries in their small home in Motom Ba is a daily reminder for Rohit Singh that his journey was not an easy one. The young chef struggled through many difficulties to open a new pastry shop in the heart of Ba town called Indulge Designer Cakes.
I came here with a different twist, like not serving chow mein chops here as other 5 or 6 restaurants must be serving in Ba. It's just to give a thing which they haven't tried before.
The former Tailevu North College student developed his love for pastries under the influence of his grandmother, who taught him the basics of baking. He decided to pursue this after graduating from secondary school, but it was not supported by his parents.
They were a bit upset when I started this career. They didn't want me to be a chef. They wanted me to, because I got a good mark in my Form 7, so they always want me to be in a teaching field or a white collar job. Actually, chef's is a white collar job. So, and then they asked me to enroll in teaching. I went and I tricked them. I enrolled myself in this career.
Despite not getting the full support from home, Singh says this did not dampen his effort to expand his horizon in the pastry business. After graduating from tertiary education, he worked for various hotels and resorts and began representing Fiji in competitions both local and overseas.
Been competing in New Zealand. I went for international competitions there. And then with the given opportunity, I went to Australia for my outside training. I went to the Adelphi's hotel and worked under Chef Joe Watt. Her restaurant name is Omnom.
Singh says his mom always wanted to own a shop in Ba town, and since there was no pastry shop in town, he decided to give back to the people of Ba. The 27-year-old says now people of Ba can enjoy something different.
Every 3 months 3 to 5 months we'll be changing our menu so that they don't get bored here. What actually happens when they open a restaurant is just menu on the wall and that's it for your lifetime. So here we're going to give something different every 3 to 4 months to people of Ba. Then that's how it will going to work out.
The young entrepreneur is encouraging youths to choose a career they will enjoy the most and let nothing stop them from excelling. Singh plans to incorporate a children's corner in his existing shop in Ba, with hopes of expanding his business in Nandi and Lautoka in the near future. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Coming up in sports, athletics, Fiji eyes Yashnil Karan for professional training. And 8 sailors to represent Fiji at the Pacific Games. Details coming up.
Lola, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singapore.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
The Fiji Airways Fijiana Sevens team has defeated Spain 41-12 in the Challenge Trophy at the Kitiak-Yushu Sevens in the last few minutes. The Sayasi Vuli coach side earlier defeated Japan 20-17 in the first semi-final of the Challenge Trophy. Meanwhile, the Fijianas lost all their pool matches yesterday. They were beaten by England 15-35, hammered by the USA 35-5, and overthrown by Ireland 31-10. Athletics Fiji will soon approach Yashnil Karan of Tavua College to train him professionally as a long-distance runner. Karan, who won gold in the 1,500 meters and 3,000 meters senior boys event during the Fiji finals 3 days ago, caught the attention of Athletics Fiji officials after an enthralling race. Fiji Association of Sports and National Olympic Committee Joe Roden says Fiji is lacking long-distance runners, and with the right training and advice, Karan is no doubt a gold medal prospect for Fiji.
There's a potential, and only if he had been coming to compete regularly, I think he would have qualified, right? Unfortunately, he waited till the Cook Games, and he came and compete. He has a potential, and we have our eyes on him. He's on the radar, and we'll be getting in touch with him. Our long-distance coaches will be getting in touch with him, and we will try and improve his performance.
8 sailors will carry Fiji's hope at the Pacific Games in July. The Fiji Yachting Association held their final trial in Suva this afternoon to identify and select their best to sail Fiji's flag in Samoa. Melita Vanga reports.
Sailors from Vunda, Savasau and Suva gathered at the Suva Point this morning to participate at the Fiji Games, which is also the deciding stage.
And now is the final championship for the quali, and now we have the team for the next event, the most important for Fiji in the last 4 years, and we are very happy with the results.
Fiji will participate in the Hobie Cat and laser sailing at the biggest regional meet.
Laser is individual, is 1 sailor for boat. We have 4 sailors in laser, and we have 2 crew in Hobie Cat, but in Hobie Cat is 2 laser sailors for boat. We have 8 sailors in total.
The rainy and windy condition this afternoon was also a good test for our national sailors.
It was really windy, so it was a good test for everyone and test everyone's skills and endurance. And today was a little bit lighter, but it was still very good, and it was a good regatta.
The Fiji Yachting Association has submitted their final list to Fasanok, with the final squad to be announced soon. Melita Vanga, FBC Sports.
14-year-olds Gracie and Vicky Wu have booked their places for Team Fiji at the Pacific Games in July. This after they were crowned the champions of the men's and women's table tennis singles final at the Fiji Games this afternoon. Melita Vanga once again.
14-year-old Gracie stood tall amongst the other female competitors at the Fiji Games today. She dominated in the final, winning 3 sets, and says it was all possible through her hard work.
It was good. It was really tough, and I was really nervous because of the complete silence. I wasn't really used to the silence.
14-year-old men's singles champion Vicky Wu also won 3 straight sets in the final and says it was a tough match.
I was nervous and excited at the same time. It's quite good.
struggle.
Table tennis acting president Narendra Lal says they will finalize their Pacific Games squad tomorrow.
We'll be taking 3 men, 3 women. In the para, we will be taking 2 women, 2 men. In the standing, we'll be taking standing para. We'll be taking 2 women and 2 men.
Meanwhile, Grace's older sister, Sally, who's in Japan on a scholarship, will later join them to compete in Samoa. Melita Vanga, FBC Sports.
The Highlanders have snapped a 5-game losing streak, beating the Blues 24-12 in its Super Rugby match last night. The home team went into halftime with a slight 7-5 lead over the Blues after a grueling first half. Highlanders right winger came up with the play of the match in the 56th minute, speeding all the way to score the Highlanders the third try of the match, extending their lead. The New South Wales Waratahs produced a controlled second 40-minute to stay in contention for the Australian Conference title with a 23-20 win over the Melbourne Rebels in Super Rugby last night. Meanwhile, the Brumbies defeated the Stormers 19-17. Rain was experienced over the eastern and northern parts of the country today and spreading to the rest of the group in the afternoon. Well, taking a look in the west, it was a rainy and windy Sunday. Eastwards from Pacific Harbour to Suva, it was fine in the morning. However, dark clouds gathered after midday, bringing heavy rain with it. And all the way up north, similar cool and wet conditions affected the group. Now, at sea, easterly winds 20 to 30 knots, rough to very rough seas. Poor visibility in areas of heavy rain and thunderstorms will exist. And for the tides, low tide will be at 12:09 a.m., high tide at 6:21 p.m., sunrise will be at 6:17. As for tomorrow, it's most likely to rain most of the day. And you can expect the temperatures to be ranging in the low 30-degree range. And looking further on to Tuesday, you can expect a rainy start to a new week. Recapping the main stories, call for urgent intervention in the bus industry. Christians celebrate Resurrection Sunday. And FRA undertakes major replacement work. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. Onto our poll question segment. This week, we're asking, should secondary school athletes be given more support? Visit our FBC website to answer. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us for our Facebook page, FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or hashtag FBC News. And that was your FBC News for tonight. Until next time, good night.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Pritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.